Well, I start with the numbers up to 10 so that students learn to, when they're in front of the classroom and the rest of the class is the audience, they stand in front of the class and show numbers like this, so that if the number is less than 10, it's going to look like this. Because from left to right for the audience, that will be 1, this is 4, this is 7, and if we just have a look at 7 for a moment, this is what this model shows. 5 there, 2 there, 7 altogether, and 3 more to make 10. But once they've mastered combinations to 10, the next question becomes, who can show me 11 fingers? I've seen this many times in classrooms and they come up with some very clever ideas. This is my favourite for 11 fingers. But eventually somebody realises I can do this if I get a friend. And it's just so powerful when two students come to the front of the room, one shows us the 10 and the other one shows the 1. Because I've done this in hundreds of classrooms around the world, they almost never count this. They say it's 11 because it's 10 and 1 more. And the reason that's powerful is when you have students in older grades that are still counting by ones, it's almost always because they see 10 as 10 ones, but they don't see it as 1 10. And yet those 5-year-olds are saying that's 11 because it's 10 and 1 more. Once they've seen what 11 looks like, we can really use this idea to show the teens, which are quite tricky for young students. For example, if we had two students in front of the class showing 16, there'd be a 10 and 6 more. So they can see that's what 16 is, 10 and 6 more. And 4 more would make 20. So once you have two students standing together and they're both showing 10, they can see that 20 really is 2 10s. We can start to show all the 2-digit numbers. Students will start to understand what happens to numbers when you get past 9. All numbers have 10s in them. Later on they'll see numbers that are grouped into hundreds and thousands, but up to 99 we can model in front of the class 2-digit numbers, like say 24 would just be 2 students showing 10 and a 4. And later when they're older, I actually stand the 10s in front of each other, so that that's the 10's place, and then we have 4 1s making 24. If you do this in front of the class and model 2 2-digit numbers, the students can easily see, well, there are some students showing us 31 fingers, there's 3 10s and a 1. There's some others showing us 24 fingers. Students in the class always call out, oh, let's put the 10s together. Or we could take the 10s from the second number and add those onto the first number. So the mental strategies that are very difficult to learn just from written numerals become very apparent because they can see the 10s being represented, 10s and 1s.